Welcome back, YouTubers. Today I have a request for onion soup. And being that it's Turkey Eve, the day before Thanksgiving, we're gonna make some French onion soup because that's how I like to start the meal. These are all the ingredients we're gonna need. That's coming up next. Stay tuned. For time purposes, I've already peeled the onions and I've also sliced just one side of them off. 5 onions to begin with, and we're going to slice these finely right into our pot. With being very careful with our fingers. So maybe I should look down instead of up. So this is a really simple recipe. Basic essentials: onion, flour, beef stock, but
you said Jillian. Yeah.
Oh, I did?
You said Gillian. I'm like, no, it's Jillian.
So I've been corrected.
Julian.
It's Julian from the head chef of the family, which apparently is not me. Oh, you coming to do a bow?
Hey. Hey. I got some nuggets, guys. I like it when you don't talk.
Most people say that.
No, I mean like when you doing that. I'm sorry, it came out so wrong.
Story of my life. I like it when you don't talk. Now with our onions julienned, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of butter and we're gonna caramelize our onions. So we've added our 3 tablespoons of butter. We're going to let our onions caramelize. The caramelization process might take about 45 to 60 minutes. As you can see, the process is starting already. So now I'm gonna add our salt and I will fast forward to the next bit. All right, we are at the point where the caramelization, as you can see, has occurred. And we even got a lot more caramelization at the bottom there, which will be great for the white wine. So I wanted to take this moment to talk about cooking wines and show you what's in my arsenal as far as cooking wines go. It's really important which wine you select for certain recipes. I wouldn't say that about everyone. So for instance, this is probably the wine I use the most in cooking, but there are certain things that I won't use this wine for. So for today's recipe, the French onion soup, I'll be using a different wine. I normally use this wine a lot with seafood because of the natural seafood flavor is so predominantly strong that this wine and what I consider its impurities don't affect the flavor that I'm looking for. So for today's menu, we're going to be looking at dry sherry, and I've selected this Sauvignon Blanc. A lot of French onion soup recipes call for red wine. If you want a more earthy tone, you know, those deep red notes for your French onion soup, by all means use red wine. I am not a huge fan of red wine, unless it's a Bordeaux, and I'm not going to use a Bordeaux in a French onion soup. I prefer, with my French onion soup, more of a mellow, what the white wine provides, added with the sherry flavor. A cheap white wine, like this one, like Yellowtail, great for certain things that are strong in flavor, like seafood. I use this for mussels and clams. My sherry, a cooking sherry that I can find in pretty much any supermarket. I also wanted to show this. Apologize if I'm butchering this pronunciation. Shaoxing wine is a particular favorite of mine that I get in a local market in the area. This wine only cost me $2.50. I use this as a secret ingredient for certain things that I cook because of the sweetness that it provides. All right, just wanted to take that time. Let's get back to our French onion soup. So we're adding a cup of white wine to the caramelized onions. Okay. And approximately a tablespoon of the sherry. That might be a little more. Never hurt anybody. And we're gonna wait for this to come to a boil. The beef broth. 8 cups of beef broth. And let that come to a boil. And the rest happens in a little crock pot. There's our 4 cups. And we need another full one of these. I'm gonna add my 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And I'm going to get the rest of that beef broth. Gonna let this come to a boil. Then we're gonna add our flour to thicken up the soup. And then the next final steps are making our croutons with our cheese on it. You can either use Gruyere, it has been a popular choice. I like to use Jarlsberg. That sherry is what makes this soup. The extra flavor, I swear, that sherry mixed with white wine really tops this soup. Simple recipe, long wait time, not many ingredients, easy to do, it's just the wait. And the final step with the crouton and the cheese, that's easy too. You pop it in the oven for a little bit just till it gets a little melt. Actually no, you cut up your bread, you make your croutons, make them toasty. Then you take your crouton, your toasted crouton, put it on your little crock pot of soup, throw the cheese on there, put it back in the oven just so it melts on top, golden. All right, this is coming to a boil. I can see it rising up over here. So I'll be able to add the thickening agent any second now. Sorry for the wait. For you, it won't be a wait because it'll be cut. All right, so we're gonna put our thickening agent in now while it comes to a boil, and this will thicken up our soup. That is a tablespoon of flour. That's it. Mix that in there. And then we'll be moving on to the setup part. All right, now for a bystander taste tester.
That's good. I'm gonna get the bread though.
Is it sweet? Is it...
It's on the sweet side.
It's on the sweet side.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I was going for. That's why I used the white wine instead of the red wine. But not harsh, right?
No.
Okay. It's smooth?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Oh, and there was the cheese shot. All right, guys. Hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving from our family to yours.